Hello my internet friends and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to do a review of Montale Intense Cafe. Sorry, Montale Intense Cafe. I've been practicing my French. And Maison Francis Kurkdjan's Oud Satin. And if you know, around here we are good friends with Francis, so we just call him Francis. And I'll be comparing these two to Lancome's Oud Bouquet as well as Perfume's Demi Delina. And the reason I'm going to be comparing all of these is because to me they are all very similar in the dry down. At the end of the day, spoiler alert, they all dry down to a powdery rose musky beautiful scent. It starts with Montale Intense Cafe. So this is what the bottle looks like. It's very cheap feeling, very artificial, very plastic. It has this metal, but it's very light. Pros and cons of it. Pros, you can travel, well, I take that back, it won't break. So you would think it's travel friendly, but this thing comes off easily. So if you were to pack it, it would probably go off on its own. So I wouldn't call it necessarily travel friendly, but it won't break. That's the advantage. Second advantage is the juice inside is protected. I have many fragrances that have gone bad because, you know, crazy woman with too much fragrance, and some of them will go bad, especially back in the day when I wasn't very knowledgeable. I used to store my fragrances in the bathroom, and so I had a couple fragrances go bad on me, and now I store them in the bedroom. So the regular bottle, you have this, so you can see mine came off because mine is a tester bottle. So in the regular bottle, this comes off, and that's what kind of locks it, like the label mechanism. I have label right here, I'll show you. But it has this sort of label mechanism where you pull this off and then you can spray. But mine is a tester bottle, which I advise all of you to always get tester bottles. It's always about 50% cheaper, and the fragrance is the same. It's always brand new. You just get sometimes there are some design modifications and the box is different. So I have a plain box. I don't have the fancy box, which I care not about. I'll take that 50% off. You can even mail it to me without a box. Upon first spray, first of all, I have a huge problem. This is Intense Cafe. Okay, I hate coffee. I hate is a strong word, but I dislike coffee. I'm not a coffee drinker. I'll drink, if I'm going to drink coffee, it has to be saturated with sugar. And so I don't drink coffee often because, you know, I don't want to get diabetes. So I don't drink coffee often. But if I'm going to drink coffee, it has to be one of those like mocha chip, frappuccino, caramel, you know, just a lot of sugar and you can barely taste the coffee. I'm not a huge fan of coffee, so why would I buy a fragrance that says Intense Cafe? Good question. I'm glad you asked because I'm looking for the answer to QT&A. But this is so hyped up on YouTube, and for good reason. This is an amazing fragrance. The reason I almost had buyer's remorse when I got it and I sprayed it on me is because, first of all, it has a very strong coffee note in the opening. So I was like, why did I buy this? I don't even like coffee. Even if I did like coffee, why would I want to smell like coffee? I like jollof. Do I like to go around smelling like jollof? No. So that's the first. And secondly, it smells very plastic in the opening. Like the opening is so artificial, like a plastic doll, I don't know how to explain it. It smells so plasticky. In the beginning, it smells like burning plastic, burning plastic coffee. I absolutely hate the beginning. When I got this, I had Macera versus Vanille on my wish list, and once I got this, I took that off because everybody says it smells so similar, and they even have the same artificial opening, and I hate that artificial opening. As much as I love this fragrance, I may not repurchase it because of that opening. Like it's so plasticky. I feel like something is burning, like plastic is burning, and we are destroying the environment because we are burning plastic with a very bad fossil fuel. That's what it smells like. But when all that goes away, when that initial plastic smell goes away, the dry down is so beautiful. It's such a it's a rosy mask. Okay, it's for that. This is for that person who on the edge but also has an undiscovered girly side. So think of that person who you wouldn't think of to be girly, like that girl who maybe has a motorcycle, has a lot of tattoos, but Like, her makeup is flawed. She rides her motorcycle, can contend with the guy, but come to find out that person is a very girly girl. She does the best girly makeup. She may even be a manicurist as well. She loves pink, it's her favorite color. She loves all things fashion and beauty. And this is the kind of musky rose I see on such a person. So if you're that kind of person, you know, you have your hidden girly girl side, this is a beautiful fragrance. And when we talk about staying power, sillage, projection, this has it all. This is one of those fragrances, like, I like my fragrances to go forth before I enter a room, and this is one of those fragrances. You can't get this off you. I don't care how long you don't take a shower, this will not go off you. If you want to get this off you, you have to take a shower, an intentional shower. You have to be intentional about getting the scent off of you. You have to, like, scrub. You can't be doing that, like, you know, those commercials where they do, like, they are bathing and it's just the shower gel and the water. No, you need a sponge to scrub this off you. This will last on you. So if that sounds like something up your speed, and this would be a great fragrance for you. Again, I hate the beginning artificial note, and the coffee in the beginning is very intense, like the name says, but it dries down into a very beautiful subtle coffee note, but which is overpowered by the musky powdery rose. So that's this fragrance. My baby loves to, my 3-year-old, you're like, huh, your baby? Yes, my 3-year-old, she loves perfume, and she likes to layer this with Mon Guerlain by Guerlain. I have a review of this fragrance as well as this fragrance. I'll link it in the cards above if you're interested. But my baby loves to layer this, and she found something. She's onto something here. This is a very nice combination. I think she just did it because she likes the bottles, and then she can't decide, and she picks both of them, and I give both of them to her. Please don't call social services on me, I'm a good mother. And she smells absolutely divine. So maybe that's a combo you want to try if you have both of these. Now on to my friend over here. I have one question for you. Do you want to smell rich? If the answer is yes, then this is for you. This is for that, you know, when you watch those movies and the girl is walking and she always walks to a rhythm, like she's walking and they show the footage from her foot, and she's wearing her Christian Louboutins, and she's walking and there's a beat, there's a rhythm. She always walks to a rhythm. That's this one. When she's walking, people clear their screens. Like in the office, maybe you're playing a game or something and you hear her coming, and then it's like people, she's coming, she's on her way up, and then the news spreads that she's on her way up. So everybody clears their screens, everybody deletes that game they are playing, and then they fake work starts working, but she knows it all. Okay, you're fooling no one by yourself, because she knows what you are doing, because she has eyes in the back. She has eyes that go before her and ahead of her to see what everybody is doing before they X out of that screen because they heard she was coming. She's already ahead of you. She already saw that. That's this woman. Okay, she's a boss lady. This is a powerful CEO fragrance. I love this. It's oud done right. It's not a overpowering oud. Oud can be overpowering if not done right. I like oud because it's almost earthy, of course. Oud is woodsy. This, you will smell rich. If you want to fake smell rich, if you are poor but you want to fake being rich, save up for this fragrance. Okay, well worth it. Argument can be made for wasting your money on niche versus designer fragrances versus drugstore fragrances, but there's no mistake in when you smell this that you're wearing an expensive fragrance. Okay, no one is going to make that mistake. So if that's something you care about, then invest in this. The opening is just very powerful, and it dries down into a very beautiful powdery rose. That's why I decided to do the review with this, because in the end they dry down to a very beautiful powdery rose. But this is way better than this, in my opinion. It smells as if there's a rare wood in it. Like the wood, it smells like there's an ingredient in here, which is the oud. But it smells like the wood is a very rare wood that can only be found in the Pandora Mountains. If you've seen Avatar, like you have to go into those mountains to find the wood they used to make this. That's how this smells. It smells very rare. So it dries the powdery rose with a very rare wood in it. So that's what sets it apart, because it's like, yeah, we're all going to dry down into this powdery rose, but I have this ingredient in here. Like you remember Captain America's shield? Yes, it's a shield, but it had vibranium, and until the discovery of Wakanda in Black Panther, everybody thought that metal was extinct. Everybody thought vibranium was extinct. And so yes, he has a shield and everybody can have a shield, but his shield is made of vibranium. That's this. Yes, it's powdery rose and everybody can make a powdery rose, as these companies have shown, but this has that rare Himalayan wood. I said Himalayan wood. This has that rare Pandora wood that nobody can get, because it's so difficult to get, and the people of Pandora are not trusting, and so they only let Zoe Saldana and her boyfriend in, and that boyfriend is Francis. So Francis has privileges to enter the Pandora. Is it Pandora or Hallelujah Mountains? Am I mixing Tomb Raider with Avatar? Let's go with Pandora. So Francis is Zaldana's boyfriend, and so he has access to the Pandora mountain. So he turns into his avatar, goes into the mountain, goes to get that wood, and then comes back to Earth, goes into his lab, and then formulates this perfume. That's what this perfume is. Okay, so well worth the money. I have no regrets. So I already have a review on these two very unique fragrances. Again, another very heavy hitter. This will stay on you all day. You know what, I sprayed this and I don't know where that English accent came from, but I have a friend who always says, you know what, so whenever I think of saying, you know what, well, she's not my friend, she's a YouTuber I watch, but in my head she's my friend, and she always says, you know what. So I brought these to compare these two, because these all dry down into a very powdery musk rose. So if you're somebody, I'm trying to be practical over here. If you're somebody who doesn't have the means to have all these, or doesn't just care to have all these, because which human being in their right mind needs all of these, which will dry down into a powdery rose. It's one thing to have 4 fragrances, but to have 4 fragrances that all dry down into a powdery rose, that's on another level of crazy. So I wanted to bring these all and kind of give you, try to reason with you based on your personality and your interests, which one might work for you. Now, if you're on a budget, this will be your friend. Now, mind you, this is not that cheap. This full price, I think, will run you about $50. I'm not sure. But it's Montale is a niche fragrance also. In terms of accessibility, this is probably the most accessible on discount sites. This is the one you can get coupons for. This is the one you can get testers. So I got this as a tester and it was very cheap, under $100. Well, I wouldn't call it very cheap. I was under $100. I think I paid $80 for it. I think this is originally about $160, but you can get it on discount websites for maybe $120, $100 to $120, and then you can get the testers. I actually wanted a smaller bottle. I wanted the 1.7 ounce tester, but I couldn't get it. So if you're on a budget, this will be your friend. But if you are a natural person, okay, you're that person who always wears brown makeup, I would say stay away from this. This is not for you. So keep that in mind. Now, if you're an extremely girly girl, you cannot stand anything heavy, you just like floral things, then Delina is the way to go. Just keep in mind that this has a tart opening into anything heavy, oud, wood. You don't want to hear none of that, then go with Delina. Forget all of these. You want something, if you want a heavy hitter in your collection, these two will be for you. I would say this is a little heavier. I think just because this is a gourmand, so that's the gourmand in itself can be headache inducing. So mix that gourmand now with oud, so it's 2 heavies combined. So I think that makes this a little heavier. So if you want to go all out, you know, go deep, go heavy, it's deep and heavy but done right, to the point where it's deep and heavy. Like, think of it's like walking on water. Think of it like, as a human being, you're not supposed to be able to walk on water, you're supposed to sink. But then think of this, that's how this is. It's supposed to be heavy, it's oud, it's gourmand, all that good stuff. But it's done so well that it's so smooth. So that's what I think about when I think of this, like, you know, something that's not supposed to be but is. And then this for the boss lady, and the boss is spelled B-A-W-S-E. Okay, that's for you. If you want to make a statement in the office, if you have that annoying person who you are way out of their league but they keep hitting on you, just spray this fragrance and I promise you they won't even have the confidence to talk to you again. Okay, so I feel like I've rambled on enough about these fragrances. I hope I gave you a good idea of each of these. Let me know if you have any questions. I did my best to explain to the best of my ability which one will be best for you so that you don't waste your money. I waste my money so that you don't have to. So that's my review of these 4 fragrances for today. I hope you enjoyed this review enough. Now if this will stand up and stop embarrassing me, I hope you enjoyed this review enough to come back for my next video. Thanks again for watching. This is me blowing you a kiss. Bye bye and stay safe.